Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Oblivion. We've been making our way through the Dark Brotherhood questline, and we just got an additional quest from one of our brothers in the Dark Brotherhood, asking us to go down to the southern part of Cyrodiil to Bogwater. I don't know what Deepscorn Hollow is. Anyway, to go to Bog Hollow, or Bogwater, and look for a Argonian named Cyrodiil, who's a trained assassin, but is refusing to honor their commitments to their homeland. And so we're supposed to kill him, cut out his heart, and bring it to our Dark Brotherhood friend. Which seems brutal, but they're all trained assassins from birth, so I guess it's normal for them. Hello there, Will-o'-the-Wisp. Are you going to just let me walk by peacefully? Seems so. Then you also get to live. Oh, Cyrodiil, this must be your camp. Hi there.
I guess I've been expecting you, assassin. Don't try to deny it. I can see it in your eyes. You're Dark Brotherhood through and through. Let me guess. It was Ochiva, right? No. Wait. Tainava. Yes, he put you up to this, didn't he? Ochiva was always too busy to be even bothered. Well, you can kill me if you like. I'm afraid I won't make much of a challenge, though. The Argonian Royal Court already sent an agent to do the job. He failed, of course. His body's around here somewhere. But he got in a pretty good hit. If I don't get some rest, I'm probably dead anyway. So, maybe I can appeal to your sense of goodwill, huh? You let me live, and I'll tell you where I stashed my treasure. Is it a deal?
I'm curious why you decided not to... Like, why you broke your contract. So we could say it's a deal, get the gold, cut out the heart of the other Argonian to bring back, and then he gets to live. We could agree, find out where the other treasure is, kill him anyway, and cut out his heart to bring it back. Or we can just say no, kill him, and we don't get the treasure. Being the cold-blooded assassin that I apparently am at the moment, we'll find out about the treasure first and then decide. Sure, it's a deal.
You show unexpected mercy. For that, I am thankful. My treasure is hidden in a hollowed-out rock near my campfire. It's yours. Oh yes, I suppose Tainava wants proof that I'm dead, eh? Let me guess. My heart? I suggest you take the heart of the dead Argonian agent. His body is around here somewhere. Present the agent's heart to Tainava as proof, and he'll be none the wiser.
But I guess if he reports back that you're dead, then maybe no one else will go after you, but potentially if the royal court doesn't know that you're dead, they'll just keep sending assassins. Alright, so there's a hollow rock near the campfire. Ah. 400 gold, that's it. I really did wish that we could learn more about why you ran.
Greeting. I need to rest now. Regain my strength. Don't forget to take the heart of the Argonian agent. Present that to Tainava, and he'll be none the wiser.
Yeah. So where is the other Argonian agent? You say nearby. Oh, I have a compass pointing me. So I could take his heart Yeah, there's nothing there of value. Don't suppose you'd want to turn around. No reason.
Hello.
Hi. Don't worry about me. Go rest like you say you need to do. Maybe I'll give you a few hours. Because you're going to die if you don't rest. So you said. And I showed you mercy because of the bad state you were in. So surely you didn't lie to me. Since we're going for the sneak attack, let's go with Sufferthorn. Scartail's been killed. I must now return to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Shadenhall and present his heart to Tainava. I've obtained the Argonian's heart. I must now return to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Shadenhall and present it to Tainava. I could technically grab both hearts and be like, here's the heart you wanted and a freebie. You're welcome. So what is down here at Deepscorn Hollow? It's something that we have been told about, but I haven't gone to yet. And I don't specifically recall any quests telling me to go there. I've arrived at Deepscorn Hollow. Rumors talk of an underground lair hidden there. I should try to find the entrance. Well now. Well, there's Nirnroot, always good. Not through the well. I know I could activate the quest and it would just point me to the right location, but I'm curious if I can find it on my own. Hey look, clams with pearls. Spent so long needing pearls. No, I'm not seeing any obvious entrance. I stand corrected. Maybe I will activate this quest just so I can find out... Oh dear, I need to get to some air. There we go. Just so I can find out what this quest is about. That's it. That's all we know. Rumors talk of an underground lair hidden here. I've discovered a long-forgotten journal within Deepscorn Lair. I should read it to learn more about this unusual structure. Is this a DLC that I'm not aware of? Because it feels very out of the place. After reading the journal, I've learned that I can acquire everything I need to restore this place to its original state from Rowley Eardwolf at the Wanet Inn, just outside the Imperial City. Yes, this has got to be a DLC house. Like the boat in Anvil and the Mage Tower. I just don't remember this one. Sithis speaks to me. Well, it's fitting that we're here for the Dark Brotherhood then. Turtus 18 Rain's hand, 3rd era 421. Sithis speaks to me. He does not use words, but I can hear his voice. Echoes of darkness spring from his lips and tell me what I must do. The Dark Brotherhood must be purged of its clean-blooded vermin, and a new order must take the reins. The time is nigh for the vampire to claim his rightful place as the true hands of Sithis. I have secured the help of many of my kin, and soon we shall spread like a cold fog through the ranks, and make the group our own. Soon Sithis will give the sign. The time will be right. and the crimson scars will strike. Lourdes 27 reigns hand. We are betrayed. That cursed Solarian has made it true our plans to the fingers, and we have been discovered. The Brotherhood struck as we slept, not even giving the scars a chance to fight back. Using their silver weapons, they pierced the heart of many of my brothers. The screams I could hear as they turned to dust still echo within my mind. I was able to dispatch 2 of the purebloods that fell upon me, and before they could send more, I made good my escape. I must find a place to hide to recover from this blow. I will make my way south to Deepscorn Hollow, my old hideaway, from when I was but a novice. There I will make my dark plans, and we shall see who Sithis truly favors. Tortoise 21, second seed. It's been nearly a month, and yet none of my brethren has returned to the fold. What puzzles me is why I have not heard from my lord. Sithis hasn't spoken to me since that dark night. What have I done to displease him? I've slain many since then, and poured their lifeblood on his altar, but still he remains silent. As I ponder this, I turn my attentions to the lair. Deepscorn Hollow will rise as the new headquarters of the Crimson Scars, but it must be prepared. So much to do. I mean, you said that you killed 2 of the Dark Brotherhood members, and apparently that incurs the wrath of Sithis. Lourdes 1, mid-year. The lair has improved much. I was fortunate to find Rowley Eardwolf at the Wanet Inn outside the Imperial City, another Scar who had escaped the Night of Slaughter. He now does his dark work, acquiring the tools I need to bring Deepscorn Hollow back to its former glory. I must remember him in the future, should I ever need these items again. Mid-17, Sun's Height. All along I was mistaken. All along I was the blight upon Sithis and his dark name. Tonight he spoke to me, and again, and I learned of his displeasure. Again, I heard no words, but I knew the meaning. I was meant to take blood, to spill blood, but never to taste blood. My sanguine ways have offended my lord. I must cleanse myself of this filth. I must find a way. Tortoise 30, Sun's Height. I found it. My lord will be pleased. My answer lies with the purge blood salts. Yes, I will bathe in these tonight, and free myself from my old ways. Hail Sithis, Dark Ruler. Soon I will be your only true disciple. Purge blood salts. So is that a way to remove vampirism? It sounds like. Sithis wants him to be a killer, but not drink the blood anymore, so not be a vampire. So we could go to the Imperial City. Victims loot chest. Odd. So we go to the Imperial City, find a guy who will help us upgrade this back to its former glory, whatever that was. But yeah, this looks like a small mausoleum room. A chest labeled Victims Loot is interesting. Wooden door to Deepscorn Cloister. Splashing sounds over here. Alright, we have a pool of water. Not deep enough to swim into. Oh, barely deep enough to swim into. Depending on where exactly I am. It has a handful of fish. That's it. I guess it's a really fancy bath. Seems to be. That's where we came in, right? Yeah. It's dead ahead. Random skeletons. This looks like it might be a fake door. Maybe. Not really sure what else that room would be for. There was a bookshelf here with a severed arm and Darkest Darkness. Yeah, this is the book I think that talked about the difference between the Morgtong. Maybe? And the Dark Brotherhood? Or not? No, it's talking about the difference between the good Daedra and the bad Daedra. Okay. Then no. That's a trap door that will take me back to the surface, so that is in fact a different exit that I had missed on the surface. All right. Fancy bedroom with coffin. Like all good bedrooms. That takes us to a shrine. What do we have over here? Another mausoleum-like room. Here, a waterfall, maybe? Wow. This would have been very time-consuming and expensive to make. Just have statues of people lunging out. Giant statue of presumably Sithis. Ichor Basin. Unusual box. Crimson Eviscerator. Looks like it's probably a dagger. 10 base damage, which is much better. Absorbs strength, damage health at 25, damage magicka at 25, weakness to poison strike 25%. Maybe that is a longsword. I'll take that. What about the Ichor Basin? Ichor of Sithis is required to activate the altar. Alright. And then we did have a bag here. Greywind's Final Cache. Emerald, Flawless Pearl. Over 1,000 gold? Probably 999 plus. So we don't know how much gold. Ring of the Iron Fist. Fortify hand-to-hand and reflect damage. Don't really care about the hand-to-hand. Sure. I don't know anything about the Ichor, but hopefully at some point we'll figure something out. Maybe talking to the other guy in the Imperial City. There was it in this? No, it was the previous zone that had the trapdoor. I want to see where the trapdoor leads. Here. Because I missed it before while looking around. Oh. Right here by a tree. Okay, on the other side of the bridge. Makes sense. Ow? Seriously? Alright, well, let's go to Walnut Inn. Because I want to just follow this up. And certainly we have the gold to upgrade whatever we need.
Speak.
Not you. Hi.
You need something special? Check out my wares. You won't find this stuff at your local general store, that's for damn sure.
Wow, you're being very open about that. What do you train?
Knowledge is power.
Sneak. Yeah, why not? We'll take 5 ranks. And then...
What can I interest you in?
yeah, we can buy upgrades to Deepscorn for 1750 each. Anything else? Ichor of Sithis, I can just buy it. We don't know what it is. Still. Bedroom area. Cattle cell. Wow. My guess is they're not talking about cows. A dark minion. Dining area. Garden receipt. Storage area. And study area. And then, yeah, the Ichor of
You're a
Sithis.
fine negotiator. Another satisfied customer.
I am satisfied. I've now purchased everything Rowley Airdwolf has available for Deepscorn Hollow.
Always in the shadow of Sithis.
Yes. So let's return back here and see how things have changed. It's interesting that it seems the map marker is not putting me by the trap door. That would be convenient. Instead, it's putting me by... And there's no secret entrance added? No. It's putting me here, so I've got to dive underwater and try and find where that entrance was. Because I certainly don't remember. Doesn't seem like it's here. Like, I found it the once. By complete accident. Oh, don't pull out the knife. Here it was. Probably I was facing it when we teleported in. But it seems like it would be simpler if it had just teleported us to the trapdoor. Okay, so this is the garden area. Makes sense. Looks really nice, actually. Including butterflies. Wow. These are not something I can pick, so the tree is just decoration. Hi, Dark Minion.
This be with you, sister. At your service, master.
Murder in the name of Sithis, or I have no need of you right now. I have no need of you right now.
Yes, master. Whatever you say.
Okay. So if we told him to murder in Sithis' name, he would then slowly fill this chest with loot, presumably. I'm gonna take all of your gear, hope you don't mind. Yes, you got a bunch of bows and arrows.
Be with you, sister. Sithis be with you, sister.
Are you following me? If you stab me in the back, I'm going to be most unhappy. So the bath area appears to not have changed at all. Pure Purgeblood Crystal Formation. Okay. No, so it's not just a bath. This is where he actually went to cure himself of vampirism. Because this area is made of the purge stuff. I don't know. Cool. That's where we came in. No, this is where we came in. Hi? You added a couple more skeletons and a shield here. Hi there, Deepscorn prisoner. You cannot wake the prisoner. I cannot wake you? Oh. Okay. Well, continue sleeping, sir. So probably if I was a vampire, I could feed on them. Maybe? And this will be the trapdoor that just leads out. That's fine. Okay, not a mausoleum area. Have we read the book Sithis? Because I was mentioning I want to know more about his history. Since we got a skill up, I'm guessing that's a no. Sithis is the start of the house. Before him was nothing. But the foolish Ultimar have names for and revere this nothing. That is because they are lazy slaves. Instead, from the sermon stasis, asks merely for itself, which is nothing. Sithis sundered the nothing and mutated the parts, fashioning from them a myriad of possibilities. These ideas ebbed and flowed and faded away, and this is how it should have been. One idea, however, became jealous and did not want to die. Like the stasis, he wanted to last. This was the demon Anuiel, who made friends, and they called themselves the Aedra. I think we read a different tale about the Anui El, that it was two different beings, and one starting with Anui, one starting with El, that were lovers or something, or brother and sister, and then there was a third one, I think. Something like that. Big conflict that eventually created creation, and they slaughtered each other or something. I think, if I'm remembering that. Called themselves the Aedra. They enslaved everything that Sithis had made and created realms of everlasting imperfection. Thus are the Aedra, the false gods, that is, illusion. So Sithis begat Lorcan, and sent him to destroy the universe. Lorcan, unstable mutant. Lorcan had found the Aedric weakness. While each rebel was, by their nature, immeasurable, they were thoroughly jealous and vanity, also separated from each other. They were also unwilling to go back to their nothing of before, so while they ruled their false dominions, Lorcan filled the void with a myriad of new ideas. These ideas were legion. Soon it seemed that Lorcan had a dominion of his own, with slaves and everlasting imperfections, and he seemed for all the world like the Aedra. Thus did he present himself as such to the demon Anui El and the Eight Givers as a friend. Go into Sharmat Dagoth Ur as a friend. A Herma Mora Alta Dun at Home Lakan al A.L. Not sure about that. Dagoth Ur, I definitely know the name from Morrowind. Eight Givers would be the 9 divines. Or the 8 divines. This is before Talos rose as the 9th divine. Okay. Just steal the pearl and gold. Dwemer history and culture. I don't even know what that is saying. It's only 4 pages. Obsculus Lame Bal Ta Mesamorti. A brief account of Lame Bal and the Restless Death. Mabbe Alwyn Scribe. Translation by University of Gwilym Press. As brighter grows lighter, darker becomes shadow. So it passed that the Daedra Molag Bal looked on Arkay. Yeah, I remember Molag Bal, the Daedra. Looked on Arkay, which is one of the gods, and thought that Aedra, prideful of his dominion o'er death of man and Mur, and it was sooth. Baal, whose sphere is the wanton oppression and entrapment of mortal souls, sought to thwart Arkay, and who knew that not man nor Mur nor beastfolk of all Nirn could escape eventual death. Daedra was doubtless of his sphere, so Molag Bal set upon Nirn to best death. Tamriel was still young and filled with danger and wondrous magic when Baal walked in the aspect of a man and took a virgin, Lame Baelfag, from the Nedic peoples. Savage and loveless, Baal profaned her body, and her screams became the shrieking winds which still haunt certain winding fjords of Skyrim. Shedding a lone droplet of blood on her brow, Baal left Nirn, having sown his wrath. Violated and comatose, Lame was found by nomads and cared for. A fortnight hence, the nomad word woman enshrouded Lame in pall, for she had passed into death. In their way, the nomads built a bonfire to immolate the husk. That night, Lame rose from her funeral pyre and set upon the coven still aflame. She ripped the throats of the women, ate the eyes of the children, and raped their men as cruelly as Baal had ravished her. And so Lame, who is known to us as Blood Matron, imprecated her foul aspect upon the folk of Tamriel, and begat a brood of countless abominations, from which came the vampires, most cunning of the night horrors. And so was the scourge of undeath wrought upon Tamriel, cruelly mocking Arkay's rhythm of life and death, through all the coming eras of the Et Ada. And for all his sadness, Arkay knew this could not be undone. Yeah, Molag Bal is awful. What about the Dwemer history? I'm just going to read all of these. While Marbar Sul's ancient tales of the Dwemer was definitively debunked in scholarly circles as early as the reign of Catariah I, it remains one of the staples of the literate middle classes of the Empire, and has served to set the image of the Dwemer in the popular imaginations for generations of schoolchildren. What about this lengthy but curiously insubstantial tome has proved so captivating to the public that it has been able to see off both the scorn of the literati and the scathing critiques of the scholars? Before examining this question, a brief summary of the provenance and subsequent career of ancient tales would be appropriate. First published around the Second Era, 670, and the interregnum between the fall and the first Cyrodiilic Empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. It was originally presented as the serious scholarly work based on research in the archives of the University of Willem, and in the chaos of the era was taken as face value, a sign of the sad state of Dwemer scholarship in those years. Little is known of the author, but Marobar Sul was most likely a pseudonym of Gore Phelim, a prolific writer of penny dreadful romances. You don't want your key lore of a people, of the Dwemer, to be written by someone whose main writing is as a penny dreadful romance author, who's known to have used many other pseudonyms. While most of Phelim's other work has thankfully been lost to history, what little survives matches ancient tales in both language and tone. See Lomas, textual comparisons of Gore Phelim's A Hypothetical Treachery with Marbar Sul's Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Man, these sentences are hard. Phelim lived in Cyrodiil his whole life, writing light entertainment for the elite of the old imperial capital. Why he decided to turn his hand to the Dwemer is unknown, but it is clear that his research consists of nothing more than collecting the peasants' tales of the Nibene Valley and recasting them in Dwemer guise. The book proved popular in Cyrodiil, and Phelim continued to churn out more volumes until the series numbered 7 in all. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer was thus firmly established as a local favorite in Cyrodiil, already in its 17th printing, when the historical forces that propelled Tiber Septim to prominence also began to spread the literature of the Heartland across the continent. Marobar Sul's version of the Dwemer was seized upon in a surge of human racial nationalism and has not yet subsided. The Dwemer appear in these tales as creatures of fable and light fantasy, but in general, they are just like us. They come across as a bit eccentric, perhaps, but certainly there's nothing fearsome or dangerous about them. Compare these to the Dwemer of early Redguard legend, a mysterious, powerful race capable of bending the very laws of nature to their will, vanished but perhaps not gone. Or the Dwemer portrayed in the most ancient Nord sagas, fearsome warriors tainted by blasphemous religious practices, who used their profane mechanisms to drive the Nords from Morrowind. Marobar Sul's Dwemer were much more amenable to the spirit of the time, which saw humans as the pinnacle of creation and other races as unenlightened barbarians, or imperfect lesser versions of humans eager for tutelage. Ancient Tales falls firmly in the latter camp, which does much to explain its enduring hold of the popular imagination. Marobar Sul's Dwemer are so much more comfortable, so much friendlier, so much more familiar than the real Dwemer, whose truly mysterious nature we are only beginning to understand. The public prefers the light, trivial version of this vanished race, and from what I have learned in my years of studying the Dwemer, I have some sympathy for that preference, as the following essays will show the Dwemer were, to our modern eyes, a remarkably unlikable people in many ways. I was hoping we'd get more details about the Dwemer, but I guess not. Darkest Darkness, we already read that. Manifesto Cyrodiil Vampirum. Wow, this spacing is painful to me. No one should tab things like that. Ugh. To you whom we have seen, stalking at night by eyes keen, transcendent of savages, sating thirst sans avarice, your coffers stay stuffed by social graces robust, none know your nature, save us. None share your fate, save us. None welcomes you as kin, save us. The fact that these two save us's are here and that one's over here, I dislike everything about how that is tabbed. T on our order. Know first that we are no simple tribe of savages tearing throats with the orgiastic abandon of our scattered tribal brethren. Ours is a civil fraternity, to which we are bound, everyone, by our dual hunger for flesh and influence. By the virtue of imperial structure and bureaucracy, Cyrodiil has become our stronghold in the Third Era, and we suffer no savage rivals within our boundaries, reveal ourselves to none, and manipulate the hand of society to meet our agendas. On our dual patrons, to Kinfather Moloch Ball, who brought forth the blood matron LeMay to spite our Kay, we owe our existence, as do all vampires, though not all honor him. For him we reveal the we revel in the feast and acknowledge the gift adrift in our veins. To patron Clavicus Vile, beacon for our affairs, we owe our successes and social stature. Our bond with Vile makes us unique among our kind, for his guidance steals our savage cravings with reason and savvy. For him, we live amidst mankind and twist them to our will from offices of power. On our rivals, most barbaric tribes think themselves powerful by the gift of Baal's blood alone, and squander the gift. There are those, however, who show signs of enlightenment and earn our attention, such as the Glenormil Wyrd, who live within the walls of the Breton cities, or the Wet Fang sodality of Black Marsh, who use magica to keep captives catatonic and harvest from them the red nectar. These foes may one day threaten to impugn our sovereignty within the boundaries of Cyrodiil, thus compelling our vigilance. Should any encroach upon our dominion, our wrath must be swift and total. On our conduct, to preserve our ideals and way of life, 2 primary edicts shall be observed. Above all, reveal thyself and our order to no other. For discretion is the greatest of our virtues. Do not feed where you may be found out, or on those who may suspect your passing. Avoid daylight by lifestyle, dispel common belief in our kind, and maintain supple appearance through satisfaction of the thirst. Second, devote your pursuits to the procurement of influence, political and otherwise. Our strength is not in physical numbers, but in skillful manipulation of society. Always be mindful of your patrons and of our patrons and preserve the order. Devote yourself to these ideals always, and the order shall count you amongst our own. So we found a few vampires who seem quite intelligent and, yes, moving in influential circles. But then we've also found a few that were just bloodthirsty and mad, like the quest with Azura at her shrine, where we had to go kill a bunch of her followers who had been infected by vampirism and lost their mind, as well as the what quest was it? The Mages Guild quest, was it? Where we were encouraged to hunt down to deal with a group of vampire hunters and vampires. And those vampires also seem pretty mad. So they got rid of the bed that was in this room and they just replaced it with a sleeping coffin. Interesting. Oh, another Nirnroot just sitting there. Not planted, but I guess I will take it. Hello again.
Sithis be with you, sister.
Is that where I came from? I think so. Because the shrine we haven't gotten to yet. I want to see if it changed. Not noticeably. But we did buy some Ichor. Shrine to Sithis is now active. What does that mean? Recant your honorable nature, and you shall be rewarded. I don't know what you mean. My honorable nature is apparently gone already. Like I noticed... Oh, last time I checked. No, it was probably when I had the cowl on that my fame was 0 and my infamy was really high. Yeah, now I have no fame and tons of infamy. May shadows devour you. Okay, that just gave me a couple of magical effects. Chameleon for 1200 seconds, 50%, and detect light. Nope, that's coming from the Grey Cowl. What was the other effect I have down there? Well, it's one of these symbols. Unfortunately, I have lots of them. This, Fortify Sneak for 1200 seconds. So it's boosted Sneak and Chameleon. Alright. Interesting. Ugh. Sorry about that. As it is, though, I don't need the Grey Cowl. But the fact is that I can put on the Grey Cowl to get Sithis' blessing and then take it back off. Seems a little silly. But I guess the Cowl of Nocturnal is powerful enough to trick Sithis. That's what I'm understanding. I think we fully explored this base. Seems interesting as a base dedicated to the Dark Brotherhood and vampires. So if you were playing as a Dark Brotherhood focused character or a vampire, this could be a good base for you. It's very much out of the way though, being way down here. Let's head back up here to Shaden Hall now, so that we can finish the Renegade Shadowscale quest. And we can now go through the well, so let's not forget that. Alright, you are in the living quarters. Hello, Tenava.
Ha! Yes! That is an Argonian heart. Of that I am sure. You have slain Scartail. Well done. Please, take these boots as payment for your services. They are called the Boots of Bloody Bounding, and carry a powerful enchantment. I'm sure you will find them most useful.
Okay. We aren't using the Boots of Spring-Heeled Jack because I don't want to break them, but it sounds like these might be similar. Tell me more about Scartail.
Scartail was once as a brother to me and Ochiva. But his act of treason destroyed any vestige of that relationship. His death was well deserved.
Okay. Still no
walk always
statement about why he decided to turn from his obligations. Ochiva has a room in the main area. I want to see if I can find her and if she has anything to say. At least I think this is Ochiva's room. Maybe not. Oh well. However, I think we are going to end the episode here. Next time we will continue on with the Dark Brotherhood. For now, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys then. Bye.